Glinda heard no sounds, unless it was the hot air lifting from the flames into the chilly shadows between dark rafters. Or was it the rustle of silk robes? Was the wizard approaching? She looked this way and that. No, there was a rustle, a sort of hiss, as of bacon rashers in a skillet. The candle flames suddenly all genuflected, obeisant to a sour wind that beat from the area of the throne. Then the dais was pelted with thick drops of rain, and a shudder of home-grown thunder blatted out, more dropped kitchen kettles than timpani. On the throne was a skeleton of dancing lights. At first Glinda thought lightning, but then she realized it was luminescent bones hitched together to suggest something vaguely human or at least mammalian. The rib cage flexed open like two fretted hands, and a voice spoke in the storm, not from the skull, but from the dark eye of the storm, where the heart of the lightning creature should be, in the tabernacle of the rib cage. "I am Oz, the great and terrible," it said, and shook the room with its related weather. "Who are you?" Glinda glanced at Elphaba. "Go on, Elfie," she said, nudging her. But Elphaba looked terrified. Well, of course the rain. She had that thing about rainstorms. "Who are you?" bellowed the thing, the Wizard of Oz. "Whatever." "Elfie," hissed Glinda. Then, "Oh, you useless thing, all talk and no. I'm Glinda, from Frodica, if you please, your highness, descended matrilineally from the Ardennois of the upland, and this, if you please, is Elphaba, the Throp third descending from Nest Hardings, if you please." "And if I don't please?" said the wizard. "Oh, really, how like a child," said Glinda under her breath. "Elfie, come on, I can't say why we're here." But the banal comment of the wizards seemed to snap Elphaba out of her terror. Staying where she was at the edge of the room, gripping Glinda's hand for support, Elphaba said, "We're students of Madame Morrible at Crage Hall in Shees, your highness, and we're in possession of some vital information." "We are?" said Glinda. "Thanks for telling me." The small rain seemed to let up a bit, though the room stayed dark as an eclipse. "Madame Morrible, that paragon of paradoxes," said the wizard. "Vital information of her, I wonder?" "No, Elphaba. That is, it is not for us to interpret what we hear. Gossip is unreliable, but—" "Gossip is instructive," said the wizard. "It tells which way the wind is blowing." The wind then blew in the direction of the girls, and Elphaba danced back to avoid being spattered. "Go ahead, girls, gossip." "No," said Elphaba, "we're here on more important business." "Elfie," said Glinda, "do you want to get us thrown in prison?" "Who are you to decide what is important business?" roared the wizard. "I keep my eyes open," said Elphaba. "You didn't call us here to ask for our gossip. We came with our own agenda." "How do you know why I didn't call you here?" Well, they didn't know, especially after whatever it was had happened to them at tea with Madame Morrible. "Scale down, Elfie," whispered Glinda. "You're making him mad." "So what?" Elphaba said. "I'm mad." She spoke up again. "I have news of the murder of a great scientist and a great thinker, your highness. I have news of important discoveries that he was making, and their suppression. I have every interest in the pursuit of justice, and I know you do too, so that the amazing revelations of Dr. Dillamond will help you to reverse your recent judgments on the rights of animals." "Dr. Dillamond," said the wizard. "Is that all this is about?" "It is about an entire population of animals systematically deprived of their—" "I know of Dr. Dillamond, and I know of his work," said the glowing bones of the wizard, snorting. "Derivative, unauthenticated, specious garbage. What you'd expect of an academic animal. Predicated on shaky political notions, empiricism, quackery, tomfoolery, cant, rant, and rhetoric. Were you taken in perhaps by his enthusiasm? His animal passion?" The skeleton danced a jig, or perhaps it was a twitch of disgust. "I know of his interests and his findings. I know little of what you call his murder, and I care less." "I am not a slave to emotions," Elphaba said sternly. She was pulling papers from her sleeve, where she apparently rolled them up around her arm. "This is not propaganda, your highness. This is a well-argued theory of consciousness inclination, is what he calls it. And you will be amazed to learn of his discoveries. No right-thinking ruler can afford to ignore the implicate that you presume to be thinking is touching, said the wizard. You may drop the things where you stand, unless you prefer to approach. The lightning marionette grinned and stretched out its arms. My pet? Elphaba dropped the papers. Good, my lord, she said in a piercing, pretentious voice. I shall take you to the right thinking, for I did not. I should be obliged to join an army against you. Oh, hell, Elfie, said Glinda, then more loudly. She doesn't speak for the both of us, your highness. I'm an independent person here. Please, said Elphaba, at once hard and soft, proud and pleading. Glinda realized she had never before witnessed Elphaba wanting anything. Please, sir, the hardship on the animals is more than can be borne. It isn't just the murder of Dr. Dillamond. It's this forced repatriation, this chattelizing of free beasts. You must get out and see the sorrow. There is worry that the next step will be slaughter and cannibalism. This isn't merely youthful outrage. Please, sir, this is not untrammeled emotion. What's happening is immoral. I do not listen when anyone uses the word immoral, said the wizard. In the young it is ridiculous. In the old it is sententious and reactionary and an early warning sign of apoplexy. In the middle-aged, who love and fear the idea of moral life the most, it is hypocritical. If not immoral, then what word can I use to imply wrong? Said Elphaba. Try mysterious, and then relax a little. The thing is, my green girlie, it is not for a girl, or a student, or a citizen to assess what is wrong. This is the job of leaders, and why we exist. But then nothing would keep me from assassinating you did I not know what wrong was. I don't believe in assassination. I don't even know what it means, Glinda called. Yoo-hoo! I'm going to take my leave now while I'm still here. Wait, said the wizard. I have something to ask you. They stood still. They stood for minutes. The skeleton fingered its ribs, playing them like the brittle strings of a harp. Music like stones turning over in a steam bed. The skeleton collected its lighted teeth from its jaws and juggled them. Then it tossed them at the seat of the throne, where they exploded in a candy-colored flash. The rain was running down a drain in the floor, Glinda noticed. Madame Morrible, said the wizard, agent provocateur and gossip, crony and companion, teacher and minister. Tell me why she sent you here. She didn't, said Elphaba. Do you even know the meaning of the word pawn? Shrieked the wizard. Do you know what resistance means? Elphaba shot back. But the wizard only laughed instead of killing them on the spot. What does she want of you? Glinda spoke up. It was about time. A decent education. For all her bombastic ways, she's a capable administrator. It can't be easy. Elphaba was staring at her with a queer, slanted look. Has she brought you in? Glinda didn't quite understand. We're only sophisters. We have only begun to specialize. I in sorcery, Elphaba in life sciences. I see, the wizard seemed to consider. And after you graduate next year, I suppose I'll go back to Frodica and get married. And you? Elphaba didn't answer. The wizard turned itself around, broke off its femurs, and pounded the seat of the throne as if it were a kettle drum. Really, this is getting ridiculous. It's all pleasure, faith, showbiz, said Elphaba. She took a step or two forward. Excuse me, your highness, before our time is up? The wizard turned back. Its skull was on fire, a fire not quenched by the thickening curtain of rain. I shall say one last thing, the wizard ventured, in a voice like a groan, a voice of one in pain. I shall quote from the Osiad, the hero tale of ancient Oz. The girls waited. The Wizard of Oz recited. Then, hobbling like a glacier, old Cumbricia rubs the naked sky till it rains with blood. She tears the skin off the sun and eats its hot. She tucks the sickle moon in her patient purse. She bears it out, a full-grown changeling stone. Shard by shard she rearranges the world. It looks the same, she says, but it is not. It looks as they expect, but it is not. Beware whom you serve, says the Wizard of Oz. Then he was gone, and the gutters and the floor gurgled, and the candles went instantly out. There was nothing for them to do but to retrace their steps.